Hey everyone, welcome to What the Heck Is It That I'm Going to Talk About Today? Because that's how I feel like this happens every week when we talk. I'm Sarah, and this is Mabel. Say hi, Mabel. Hi. Hi. We are here because we want to talk about, just snuggles. We just want to talk about snuggles, don't we, Mabel? Here, you want to come up? Come on. Okay. Well, I just wanted to kind of, talk about Mabel some more, because clearly she is the center of, my universe. We want to actually kind of talk about something that came up in conversation today I had with somebody. We were talking about success and how much pressure we put on ourselves as people to be successful, and then what exactly does that mean? Well, success means something different for everybody. And it was interesting because I kept telling myself throughout the years that success to me is defined by leaving my mark. A lot of people have children who leave their mark in society. This is how you're going to keep your legacy going. For people who don't, though, who don't have children, we figure out there's got to be other ways for us to get more creative on how to leave our legacy. Whether it's through art, writing, photography, being a philanthropist, or just being a kind person. And it was interesting because I had always set up in my head that if I was going to be a successful person, that I'd have to run my own company. I'd be a CEO somewhere. I would define that level of success not even by my money so much as opposed just to a job title. And I guess titles in my case do matter. They don't for a lot of people. It's nice to make money, obviously, and you need to have some money to be happy. But it wouldn't define who I am, as opposed to what it is that I do in order to kind of make myself feel important in another way. So the definition of what we define for our own success, there goes Mabel, is different for every individual, and there's no right or no wrong way of how we define our success. But what works for you? So, you could be very successful right now in the fact that you have lots of money, but what about the success in the terms that would actually define you as being happy or not? Does that define you? Right now, I told this person that I was having this conversation with, I said, it's funny because I don't have I don't feel a lack of happiness in that regard to success. But to actually leaving a legacy behind me, that's something where I felt like I was lagging. It was interesting because this conversation came up, and then I was talking to a friend yesterday who she was struggling because she wanted to go back to school, we had a conversation about it a few weeks prior, and she wanted to go into medical, and of course me being a cheerleader, not by trade, very supportive, and absolutely you should do this. This could be your opportunity to do this now. And so she looked into all of it, and then there wasn't that level of enthusiasm with her anymore. So I called her and I spoke to her yesterday, And we kind of came up with this, it's called a passion scale. And I told her, get out a piece of paper and in the center, draw a circle. And it's going to say me in the middle. And then you're going to branch it out into different areas that you would also think that you would like to do as well. Because she thought, oh, I'm a multi-potentialite just like you. Like, yeah, could very well be. Or you just never had the opportunity to really do the exploration that you wanted to when you were younger. So she wound up doing this, and when we got to medical, we started talking about it, and I said, why do you want to do medical? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I really don't, but I feel like that's the practical. And I said, it is practical. But let's look at what draws you to all of these fields of interest. And let's see if we can find a commonality there. And it came down to design. Like being in, having the access, availability to being creative and coming up with design work, doing research, like really kind of doing the dissecting part. So really digging into the guts of the matter and how you can turn that around and make that into a successful business. So by the end of our conversation, she said, wow, I've never thought about it, but I really, really love construction. And I asked her why, and instead of really telling me construction, it was really more about interior design. And I said, well, why don't you just go and research and look more into interior design instead of medical, if that's something you think that you'd be more interested in. And, talk to people and see what their thoughts are on interior design. And there's so many things that you can do with it. You're not going to be a successful interior designer probably at our age, or maybe, I don't know. But, kind of getting a late start. All of us are. So if you're starting over, but I mean, people do it all the time. So shame on me if somebody out there is like, you stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, it was just kind of cool. And then I started talking to this guy today about the Immortality Formula, and realized that, being a multi-potentialite, there's a lot of different ways for us to leave our impact on the world. If we're not doing it through having children, or if we have children but we still want to leave something more, there are all these different areas that we can kind of leave that. But now it's coming up with, what is that? So I told this guy, I'm like, you know what, excuse me, I'm going to give myself a homework assignment, and for the next week I'm going to come up with the top 3 things and how I want to leave an impact on the world. I'm going to set that as my goal, because I'm a goal person. So this is what I'm challenging all of us to do for the week. If you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, or you don't feel like your measure of success is being defined, let's do this together. So let's first do this thing that I did with my friend, and we'll do the passion scale. And you're going to get out a piece of paper, and you're going to draw your circle, and in the center it'll say me, M-E. And then you'll have the branches coming off. All those branches, the first thing that pops in your head that you would like to do as a career. Don't set any limitations for yourself. Don't look at it like, I don't have a college education, or I don't know much about it. This is something that you've always wanted to do, or that you think would be really fun checking into. So you're going to make as many as you need to. And then you're going to go through each one of those and say, okay, why am I attracted to this certain job? What is it about this position that I can see myself enjoying? And then you're going to measure it. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10 on the passion meter, where does this fall? And you're going to do that for every single one. And you're going to find as you're going through and you're listing all of these career goals that you've wanted for yourself, as you break it down, you're going to start to find out what it is that each one of these have as a commonality. And hers was dissecting and more of the understanding the guts behind it and creating something. So you'll know as you're going through and you're doing this little exercise. And I don't know, I'm not saying it's gospel, but I'm really curious to see if it does work or not. So and then after you're done with that, then go ahead and like come up with your 3 goals for the week. Like, what is it that I want to accomplish for myself for this coming week? What do I want to accomplish for this lifetime? What were the top 3 things I want to do in order to leave my my mark on society? So when I'm dead and I'm gone, there's something of me that's still left behind here. So this is the cool project, the Immortality Formula, and I'm excited about it. I can't wait to start exploring it, coming up with my list, and I hope that if you guys are also in the career shift like so many millions of Americans are right now, that we can help each other get to that space where you want to be and where I want to be. And yeah, isn't it, this is fun, it's exciting time, and I think that if we support each other, we can all get there at the same time. Okay guys, so thank you very much. I probably won't be on next week, but I'll be back as soon as I recover from my root canal. Okay? All right, take care. Bye.